fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Voyager class Scrapper from the Transformers Studio series from Hasbro. I have been trying to hunt this one down for a while. A lot of people were finding it at Walmart, and it felt like every time I got there, he was probably there and had been taken already because Ironhide was always hanging around from the case assortment. But just arrived, fresh in the mail today from Amazon. Very excited to finally get a hold of this one. I know my feelings about these new Constructicons were kind of mixed at first. And I still think that overall, like, you know, the Combiner Wars Devastator looks better in Devastator mode. So I think for me personally, what I'm going to do is kind of keep him displayed in Devastator mode and then keep these new Constructicons, you know, separate to have them, you know, displayed either robot mode, vehicle mode, something like that. Because I think these look a little better and a little bit more in scale and proportional, especially long haul, in their robot modes. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at this now. But we have the new Studio Series packaging. Plastic bubble is here. Some nice artwork of the robot mode and the vehicle mode here on the front. Then we got a picture of Devastator here on the side. It does say 1 of 5, which is weird because we all know there are 6 Constructicons, but I'm wondering if that's because Hook and Long Haul are being released as a 2-pack, so maybe they're counting that as 1 and it's 5 releases. That's my guess anyway. And then over here just kind of has the picture continuing on. It looks like Autobot City here from the iconic 1986 animated classic Transformers the movie. Spinning it around to the back here, we have a still from the movie. Some nice product shots of the robot mode and vehicle mode. So yeah, pretty excited for this one. I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Scrapper in all his neon green and purple glory. Robot mode looks pretty good. You just have the big shovel here on the back. I feel like the way that it's always depicted in the cartoon is that like the shovel's kind of positioned like this, but straight on the back. And no toy's ever really been able to kind of get that look, I feel like. But this one comes fairly close by having this just kind of hang out here. And it kind of looks good on the back there. I do wish if you could even just turn this maybe like 45 to 90 degrees, I feel like that would have been great. But this is all one solid piece, so you can't do anything with that. But the head sculpt looks pretty good. Classic Scrapper. Got the visor and faceplate combo there. Really nice silver paint, and the red maroon for the visor looks good. All of this paint here on the chest, nice silver metallic. Really like the Decepticon symbol, and for once they listened to me. They didn't just put the purple Decepticon symbol on purple. They outlined it in silver. It really pops. It looks great. I wish they would do this more often because it really does look sharp. Some nice molded detail in here. Got some nice silver paint for these shin pieces. Or actually, I guess thigh pieces. The shins are down here. They have some nice molded detail. Got your wheels. They have some nice silver paint as well. So yeah, overall, I think the robot mode looks pretty good. Fairly happy with that. I mean, yes, there is a little bit more they could do. I wouldn't mind if, like, the hands were purple just for a pop of color, but when I have to think back to the cartoon, I think his hands are just green, so, you know, they did that correctly, but you have a little bit of kind of an open area in here, and the shoulders are all very open. And the problem is, so you have these two tab pieces here for it to connect to in the vehicle mode, but they kind of get in the way when you're trying to move the shoulder or the arm back and forth. You kind of have to like bring it out a little bit and move it around. You do kind of have like a butterfly joint in there, which you can utilize. I'm assuming it has to, like, this stability is crucial, especially when he's a leg for Devastator. But unfortunately it does. It doesn't, like, you can still get it all the way around, so it's not a problem like that, but it just makes it a little awkward to move that joint around. Head is on a ball joint side to side, no problem. You can look up and down ever so slightly, not a ton going on there. Even kind of tilt side to side a little bit. We talked about the shoulder already. You have a bicep swivel there. You have 90 degrees in the elbow. Nothing in the wrist whatsoever, unfortunately. I don't know if there's gonna... It looks like there should be something in the hips, but I'm thinking no. I don't think there's any... I'm sorry, in the waist. The hips can kick forward. They can kick pretty decently back. And they can kick pretty decently out to the side, but I don't think there's a waist swivel. Again, it might be like an integrity thing for Devastator. I don't know. It almost looks like there is, though. No, it doesn't want to move. I'm not going to chance it. I'm going to just say I don't think there's a waist swivel. But you got the thigh swivel there. You got the knees. And then you got pretty good ankle tilt. That's a 90-degree there ankle tilt. So, yeah. Pretty decent. I don't know if it's a vast improvement over the original. But I do feel like it's a little bit more screen accurate than the original. I wish I had it handy to do a comparison, but I don't. But yeah, I like it. I don't, you know. When they first showed them off, I have to admit, I was kind of like, it doesn't really feel like much of an upgrade, but I do feel like it's fairly screen accurate. Having it in hand now and handling it, you know, I've definitely softened on it a little bit. And I don't know, maybe they just trick me with the, you know, people are starting to find it, and then I get excited, and then I want to find it, and then I buy it, and I'm excited, and maybe it's just a thrill of the hunt. Maybe that'll wear off, and I won't like this as much in the future. That's very possible. But I don't think there's anything here that's bad. I don't think there's anything here that's upsetting me with this robot mode. You know, if you already have the original, do you absolutely, and by original I mean the Combiner Wars version, do you absolutely need this one? Maybe not. I don't know that it's so much of an upgrade that you need both of them. But that doesn't make this a bad figure. Anyone who missed out on the Combiner Wars, I think, will be perfectly happy with this. He does have some accessories, so he has kind of his normal G1 blaster here, which looks pretty good. And that can pop into the hand. It almost can't, which is kind of funny. You can see how like this back part hits into the forearm, and you can't push it all the way down, but it's in there enough. It's not going to fall out or anything, so that's good. You also have Devastator's gun, which they are given to us in 2 pieces here, so that if you want Scrapper to hold these as individual weapons, you can do that. So you could have kind of like 2 fairly large blasters, or if you just want to go crazy with it, you can put them together to form Devastator's full gun, and then just give Scrapper one ridiculously large cannon here. I'll be honest, I'm probably just going to use this gun. This is the one he used in the show, and I'm perfectly happy with this. And then I'm just going to put this off to the side until we have Devastator, and then give it to him when it is time to put him together. So yeah, overall, it's fine. Like I said, if you have the Combiner Wars one, do you need this one? I'll leave that up to you. But if you missed out on the Combiner Wars one, I think this is pretty cool. I like the look of them. Like I said, for me personally, this is going to be the one that I just kind of keep in Scrapper's robot mode. And for that, I think he looks pretty good. But let's get into transformation. Transformation is pretty simple, and you could probably figure it out with any kind of instructions, but you're going to start by just popping the chest plate down. The head is going to rotate down into the chest, and then you just close it back up. You're going to push the fists into the forearms, as you might expect, and then kind of straighten the arms. You're actually going to, this bends this way, but it also bends this way. So you're actually going to push it the other way until you have like an L facing towards the back. So do that on both sides. You're going to take the bucket, you're going to pop this back, and then you can just kind of leave this hanging here for now. This little piece here, this little like cockpit, I guess we'll call it, is going to spin around 180 degrees like so. You're going to bring the arms in, and they are going to tab at these 2 spots I indicated earlier. And then this tiny little tab right here is also going to peg in right there. So you're just going to bring this in, line that all up, and just peg it in. And do that for both sides. There we go. Then you can go ahead and bring... Now, there's this piece that's flipping around. I don't know what this does. I'm assuming it locks something in place for the combination with Devastator. Maybe like when you bring this up or something. I don't know. Maybe that's going to do something. I don't know. But for right now, it's just kind of hanging around. So I don't know what this little flap does. Like I said, I assume it'll be important later. But you can see that these 2 big tabs right here are going to go there. So when you bring this down, that tabs in against the body. And then you just bring the bucket down, push that there. I do really wish there was a Decepticon symbol in the shovel. I don't think the original had one either, now that I think about it, but it looks empty. I wish it had one. Coming around to the back, straighten out the feet if you have any ankle tilt engaged. You're going to pop these two together. Now, you can push them together if you want, but I actually find it's easier because the way this is done, it's almost like a track, and I kind of feel like it's easier to slide it in. So take this one, put it kind of behind, and then slide it up. And I think it's easier than pushing and pulling them. Just my personal experience with it. But the back of the legs, these little sections here, are going to flip like this. And they came untabbed from each other. Put that back together. There we go. And then this is just going to come around and go like that. And it almost looks like they don't have enough room. Like when I went to do this, I was like, the arms are in the way, but they like just have enough room that it'll close up the way it's supposed to and just be like right up against the arms. Then this section here, you're going to fold the legs back. There's a tab slot there. That's going to tab here and here. So just push these back. That'll click. That'll click. And then you just bring this in. That'll click. And that'll click. And there you go. There is Scrapper in Bulldozer mode. So taking a look at the Bulldozer mode, rolls pretty well. You can kind of move the bucket up and down. You can move this around. So you can kind of pretend like he's, you know, collecting something, bringing it over, dumping it out, whatever you want. Yeah, like I said, rolls pretty well. There's not too much else to it, let's be honest. It's very green. Almost all the purple is hidden in this mode, but I feel like that's how the original toy was as well. And by that, I mean the actual original G1 80s toy. But you can see some nice purple down here below. I do really wish it had the Decepticon symbol here, just because, one, it would be more cartoon accurate, and two, it would just give a little bit of purple in this otherwise giant green alt mode. I would love just that little bit of purple, and it would just look sharp. So that's the only thing I'm really missing in this. Otherwise, I think it's fine. Gets the job done. It is a Bulldozer. You can attach the accessories, so you can split this apart, and there's a little tab right there that you can pop on the little hole right there. There's a tab over here on the side that can tab onto this spot right here. So you can put those on the side if you like, and if you want to mount this as well, you can actually peg it into the side on that. If you don't like the look of that, can I actually put this entire thing in the giant gun mode on here? I think I can. Does that get in the way of anything? I mean, kind of. It kind of starts to hit into this, but you can still kind of make that work if you like that. If you put that off to the side and you just want to store this gun, there's a tab there on the side that you can put into either of these, but you're probably going to put it on this one so it's centered, and you can store the gun there. But yeah, he's a fun little Bulldozer. Not bad. I think Scrapper's pretty good. Honestly, the robot mode looks good. The vehicle mode's good. The paint applications are nice. Articulation's perfectly fine. I don't have any problem with that. Like I said, there are a few things I would change. Probably the placement of the bucket. I would love a Decepticon symbol in the bucket for the vehicle mode. He's got a little bit of, hollow arm syndrome going on there. But these are not things that make it a bad toy in any way. I still think it's a lot of fun. I think it looks pretty good. And I'm happy to have him. Now, do you need to buy this if you already have the Combiner Wars set? That's something that I think you have to kind of feel out for yourself. I think if you're in the kind of same mindset as me, where I think the Combiner Wars set looks best as Devastator. I think the individual robot modes were a little wonky on those, especially long haul. And that's kind of why I'm excited to pick up these Studio Series ones. I think they're going to be vastly superior in terms of individual robot modes. So I'm going to kind of leave my Combiner Wars set as Devastator. It's the best version of that set. And then I'm going to do these guys as the individual robot modes, which I think are going to be the best version of this set. So I kind of get to have the best of both worlds and maybe display these 6 around the Combiner Wars fully formed Devastator, and it could be a really nice display option. So that's where my mindset's at. If you're in a similar mindset, then I think it's worth doubling up on these. If you're perfectly happy with your Combiner Wars set, I don't think you need to upgrade. I don't think these are so much better that it's like, oh, hands down, this crushes Combiner Wars, you have to upgrade. I don't think we're there. I think they're nice. I think, I think the individual robot modes are going to be better, and that's what I'm excited for, personally. But I don't think there's so much of an upgrade that you have to upgrade. So, like I said, see what you're into, search your soul, figure out what's best for you. But if you missed out on Combiner Wars, then by all means, get these. You'll be happy. I think it'll be a lot of fun. If you have Combiner Wars and you're like, I'm perfectly happy with this, I don't need to spend this money, I could see that, and I could totally agree. So let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. I kind of want to hear from everybody. I feel like there's going to be a lot of different people on different sides of the argument. So let me know in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.